Okay, so hold on, get my mic closer. I seem to have figured it out. Like I've got a render distance, but it's pretty cool. So right now, this is what I got. Let's just see it. So you know, it moves around. So it's centered around my cursor, and you know it updates as we go around the screen. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. You know, it's all right. However, I think it's actually running faster because all the chunks have been saved in JSONs. That's cool. Anyways, but this is something I discovered. So I was trying to like keep like the memory usage down by so basically I was trying. Okay, actually I'll just show you first. I was trying to keep the memory usage down by doing some kind of like garbage collection, and I ended up getting this, which is like infinitely cooler. What is this? What is this? That looks so cool. Like it runs like about the same, and it's using more RAM, like significantly more RAM, but it looks so cool. Like look at it, it has like a fucking trail. And they just like slowly fizzle out. That is the coolest thing. I'm keeping this feature. Anyways, so basically the way it works is, okay, so it gets the current mouse coordinates, right, because it follows your cursor. Then based on your mouse coordinates, it finds the chunk, right? So like I said in the last video, or in the description or something, you take your current coordinates, and then you divide them by 16, right? And then you just take you make sure it's an integer value, right? Because you might get some floats. So you cast it to an integer, and you get the current chunk, right? Because multiple different coordinates can fit into the same chunk, so we want to make sure that we want to fuck. It's like we just take the integer of mouse chords divided by 16, and we get the current chunk, right? Anyways, so from there, what we first want to do is we want to delete all the chunks that are not in render distance, because this is going to be repeated every single frame. So in the start of the next frame, if we move the mouse, some chunks are not going to be part of the current chunks in render distance. So we want to look through those. So for all the loaded chunks in here, we want to like check out their chunk names, which is like their number. I should rename that key index. But anyways, it checks if it's in render distance. If it is, then it's all good. We leave it alone. But if it's not, then we add it to the bad chunks, right? So now after we go through all the loaded chunks, we look through all the bad chunks, and we're like, okay, and then we remove each bad chunk from the loaded chunks. I know that there has to be like loaded chunks and there's bad chunks, but I tried removing each of these and I tried removing any out of render distance chunks in this for loop, but it just started getting errors because you can't change the size of a dictionary while you're iterating through it, right? So that was a problem, but it was okay because I just added it to another array, which is bad chunks, and then just removed them there, right? I'll get, and then the weird little bug glitch, like disappearing, like the cool thing that we have over here, right? Like this thing, the way they all just like do that cool effect. That was because I, for some reason, decided to clear bad chunks every every frame. I'll try to figure out why that's the case, but it's really cool looking, so I don't have a problem with it. Anyway, so after we delete all the bad chunks that are out of render distance, we determine what should be loaded into RAM. So for there, we get all the chunks in render distance by their numbers, and then we try, if they aren't in the loaded chunks, this contains all the chunks in render distance. So if they aren't already in render distance, then we try loading up their JSON file, which is in this chunks folder, pretty damn fucking long. And if they're not in that JSON folder, then we generate that chunk, right? After that, we just take that chunk data, right, the chunk data over here, and we put it into our loaded chunks, the chunks in render distance. After that, we actually draw the chunks. So, we render them. Right, and then, so, we go in the chunks, we draw every single block, which is actually just a pixel of a certain color. And then after that, we just draw the HUD and we update the screen. That's pretty much how it works. I just want to see it one more time. It's like so smooth. It's pretty damn good. Like, I like it. I like this a lot. I want to see why. And like, if this like translated to like some 3D game, I guess, or like in Minecraft, it would be really cool to see the chunks unload and load like this. Like have like a trail go by if you're going really fast. That'd be cool. Anyways, so that's that. I guess this is part 2 of that, Minecraft render thingy thing. I might make this a game. Maybe. Not too, like I might do it. No guarantees, but if I think of something cool, I'll try to do something.